let us take a journey into the world of one of the most powerful and thrilling machines ever made by Chevrolet. This car is not just a vehicle. It is a living, breathing expression of raw American engineering power. It is the 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. When people talk about supercars, they often mention brands from Europe. They mention Italy. They mention Germany. They mention speed and design. But what if I told you that right here in America, a machine has been built that challenges all of them? A machine that takes the legacy of Corvette and pushes it into an entirely new dimension. The ZR1 is not just a car. It is a symbol of what happens when boundaries are ignored and limits are broken. The 2025 ZR1 is the latest chapter in a story that began decades ago. The ZR1 badge carries history. It first appeared back in the 70s, then it returned in the 90s, then again in the 2000s, and now it has returned once more. But this time it is more advanced, more aggressive, and more powerful than ever before. Let us begin with the engine, because that is where the ZR1 begins. Deep beneath the sharp aerodynamic body lies a twin turbocharged flat plane, crank V8 engine. It is a 5.5-liter monster. It is called the LT7, and it is unlike anything Chevrolet has ever placed inside a Corvette. It makes 1,064 horsepower. It delivers 828 pound-feet of torque. And it does this all without a single compromise in sound or fury. This engine is built to scream. It revs high. It delivers linear power. And with two turbochargers feeding it, boost it never lets up. Every time you touch the throttle, the response is instant. The sound is wild. The push is relentless. This is not just acceleration. This is flight. This is pure force. The way this engine is mounted is also special, because the ZR1 is mid-engined. That means the engine is not in the front, it is behind the seats. That gives it balance, that gives it traction, that gives it a center of gravity that lets it stick to the road, like nothing else. And then we have the gearbox. The ZR1 uses an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. It shifts fast, it shifts smooth. There is no delay, no lag, just gear after gear of relentless speed. Whether you're on a drag strip or a road course, this transmission delivers the control you need to push to the edge. But straight-line speed is just one part of the story. The ZR1 is not just about going fast. It is about staying fast. And that means aerodynamics. Chevrolet gave the ZR1 a body that slices the air like a blade. Every scoop, every duct, every fin has a purpose. You have massive side air inlets to cool the radiators. You have an aggressive front splitter that creates downforce. You have a rear wing that helps push the car into the pavement at high speeds. And you have active aerodynamics that change with your driving to maximize grip or reduce drag depending on what you are doing. There is also an available carbon fiber aero package. This is not just for looks. This adds even more capability. It includes dive planes on the front corners. It adds a larger wing on the back. It reduces weight. And it gives the ZR1 more than 1,200 pounds of downforce at full speed. That keeps it planted. That keeps it stable. That lets you take corners at speeds most cars would never attempt. And now we get to the chassis. The bones of the ZR1. This is a car built on the same structure as the C8 Corvette, but it has been enhanced. It uses a stiffer suspension setup. It has magnetic ride control that adjusts damping in real time. It uses bigger brakes, wider tires, stronger wheels. Everything is optimized for speed and for grip. The brake system is a marvel on its own. 6 piston calipers in the front, 4 piston calipers in the rear, carbon ceramic rotors that can take extreme heat without fading. This is the kind of braking system you find in race cars, and that is exactly what the ZR1 is designed to be. On the inside, you will find a cockpit designed for the driver. Every control is within reach. The steering wheel is squared off for better grip. The paddle shifters are precise. The digital gauge cluster shows real-time data, including G-forces, lap times, engine temps, and more. You also get a head-up display, a performance data recorder, and in the higher trims, a premium Bose sound system that fills the cabin with clear, powerful audio. Not that you will want to listen to music, because the sound of the engine is music enough. If you want comfort, you can have it. Heated seats, cooled seats, leather trim. All of that is available, but the focus is on the drive. The ZR1 wants to be pushed. It wants to be thrown into corners. It wants to live on the edge. The ZR1 also features launch control. Just put your foot on the brake, let the engine build boost, and then release. You are launched forward with violent force. 0 to 60 happens in just over 2 seconds. The quarter mile flashes by in under 10. And the speed keeps building until you are well past 200 miles per hour. This is not a car for the faint of heart. This is not a car for a casual cruise. This is a machine that wants to be driven hard, that begs to be taken to the track, that delivers lap after lap without overheating, without fading, without giving up. And yet, despite all of this performance, the ZR1 is still road legal. You can drive it to work. You can drive it across the country. You can enjoy it on the street. And that is part of what makes it so incredible. It does not require compromise. It gives you the best of both worlds: supercar speed, grand tourer comfort, daily driver usability. That is a rare combination, and it is something very few cars can offer. You might think a car like this is hard to live with, but the ZR1 is surprisingly usable. It has front and rear cameras to help you park. It has adjustable ride height so you can clear speed bumps and steep driveways. It has a lift system that remembers where you use it and automatically raises the front end next time. That is a clever feature. That is thoughtful engineering. That is Corvette. And when you are not pushing the car to the edge, it can behave like a normal sports car. It can cruise comfortably. It can handle traffic. It does not punish you for driving slow. It does not make every bump feel like a mountain. It is balanced. It is refined. And yet the moment you want to unleash it, the ZR1 transforms into something wild, something brutal, something unforgettable. The ZR1 is more than just numbers. It is more than a spec sheet. It is an experience. It is the sound of that twin-turbo V8 roaring to redline. It is the way the tires grip and bite into the pavement. It is the way the car responds instantly to every steering input, every throttle press, every brake pedal. It is a direct connection between machine and driver. No filters, no delays, just pure precision. People will stop and stare when you drive by. They will ask questions. They will want to know what it is. And when you tell them it is the new ZR1, they will nod with respect, because this car demands respect, not just because of the way it looks, but because of what it represents. This is not a machine built to impress people at car shows. This is not a car for parking lot meets and coffee runs. This is a car for the person who loves driving, who lives for that perfect corner, who dreams of open roads and late-night sprints. This is a car for the purist, for the enthusiast, for the one who believes that cars should make you feel something every time you get behind the wheel. The ZR1 also marks a turning point for Chevrolet. It shows what the brand is capable of. It shows that American engineering can go toe-to-toe with the best from Europe and Japan. It shows that performance is not about price tags or prestige. It is about passion. It is about innovation. It is about pushing boundaries. This Corvette is not trying to be something it is not. It is not pretending to be an exotic. It is not trying to copy others. It is doing things its own way, with its own voice, with its own soul. And that is what makes it special. Now let us talk about the heritage behind the name ZR1, because this is not a name they use lightly. The original ZR1 was a secret performance package in the 70s. It removed all luxury items. It added heavy-duty parts. It was a track weapon before the term even existed. Few people knew about it. Even fewer owned one. It was raw, it was rare, and it set the tone. Then came the ZR1 of the 90s, known by its fans as the King of the Hill. It used an all-aluminum V8 designed in partnership with Lotus. It had 4 overhead camshafts. It had 16 fuel injectors. It made power smoothly and relentlessly. It could hit 180 miles per hour in an era when most cars barely broke 120. The next ZR1 came in the late 2000s. This one had a supercharged 6.2-liter V8. It made 638 horsepower. It could match or beat cars that cost twice as much. It was brutal. It was fast. It was glorious. Then the C7ZR1 arrived. This was the most extreme version of the front-engine Corvette. It had a massive supercharger that made 755 horsepower. It had the biggest rear wing ever fitted to a production Corvette. It could lap tracks at supercar speeds, and it looked like a missile. And now we have the C8 ZR1. With its mid-engine layout, with its twin turbos, with its wild design, this is not just the next step. This is a leap forward. This is a different animal. It keeps the spirit of the ZR1 alive, but it does it in a whole new way. From its sound to its stance to its sheer capability, the new ZR1 is the ultimate form of the Corvette. It is not for everyone, but if you are the kind of driver who craves speed and control and adrenaline, then this car was made for you. It takes everything Chevrolet has learned over decades of racing and engineering and combines it into one package. One machine, one monster. It is the ZR1. And it is here to take the crown. So whether you are a longtime Corvette fan or someone discovering it for the first time, you should know that the ZR1 is more than just a fast car. It is an icon, a legend, a statement. And once you drive one, you will never forget it. And that brings us to the end of this deep dive into the most powerful Corvette ever made. If you learned something new today or just enjoyed hearing about this amazing machine, then take a moment to do one simple thing. If you enjoy, leave a like and comment for more videos. Thanks.